Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If this is not your first time here, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made this ruched skirt with this Ankara fabric. You're going to need 3 yards of fabric. I used 3 yards of Ankara for this particular skirt. So without wasting much time, let's just start. So first you're going to fold your fabric diagonally, like you're folding it on a bias fold like this. If your fabric is up to like your fabric is much that you can fold it into 4, you can do that as well. So now at the pointy side, I'm going to be measuring my waist measurement. My waist measurement divided by 4. That part of the clip wasn't complete, so I'm using this fabric to continue the tutorial. So I'll measure my waist measurement divided by 4. My waist is 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. Then I'm going to be adding 3-inch allowance, 2-inch for sewing, and then 1 inch for the zip allowance. I'm going to be adding it to the front and the back as well. If you want to reduce, you can cut out the 1 inch for the front, but I'm just adding it because I want the skirt to be full. So the more allowance I add to it, the more I can gather it to make it fuller. Like if you want your skirt to be fuller, you can add extra 5-inch allowance instead of 3. That way it will be fuller. So now I just marked the measurement like on the side that it will contain the full measurement. Like if I have like 10, the part that the 10 entered. So now I just took from that point to the first mark and I got 11.5, and I'm transferring that 11.5 all around the skirt so that I will have a proper curve for the waist. I don't know if you understand. So I measured it again just to confirm the waistline, and then for the length I'm just taking the rest of the Ankara. I got 34 here, and I'm going to measure that 34 round so that it's going to be straight but also curved like a circle skirt. You know when you're drafting your circle skirt, how you usually measure it round. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not going to cut that one out because it's a sample. This is the one I'm cutting back from the original tutorial. So now I cut something for the front and the back, and I added extra 7-inch for this gathered side to make the skirt longer, and because that's the style as well. You can add whatever length you like. This is the skirt so far. This is the front piece actually. This is how it's looking like. This is more than my waist measurement, but I'm going to be gathering it to get a fuller skirt. So now for the pocket, my fabric wasn't much. I couldn't get a fabric on fold, so I'm just placing 2 together like this. And then from the center fold, I'm marking 7-inch into the fabric. I'll take that down. And then for the overall length of the pocket, I'm going to use 10 inches. Then now from this side I marked 7 inches, I'm going to come down by 6.5. This is where my hand is going to pass into the pocket. Then 1/2 inch into it and then curve it like this. That's how I usually make my pocket. If you have your own method, you can use that as well, but this is how I do mine. So I'm going to sew here and the curved part. If it's on fold, you don't need to sew that straight part, but mine is not on fold. So now I have sewed it down. This is the right side facing me, and I flipped it over. This is the wrong side now facing me, with the pocket seam, like the thing I stitched is inside. So now I'm going to mark that 6.5 on my skirt fabric, and then I'm going to go into the skirt by 1 inch, not much, just 1 inch, and then I'm going to slant it to that 6.5 and cut it out. I'm cutting it out on both sides, like this skirt is on fold now. I'm going to open it up. I've cut out the left and the right side. So now I'm placing the pocket under it and placing the skirt on top of it. I'm going to pin it down, and then I'm going to even use my chalk to mark it. I want to also cut out this part. So now this is how it's looking like. I'm going to turn it over like this and sew it down. Like I'm trying to attach my pocket to the skirt so that the pocket will be part of the skirt. Like, you know when you're joining your trouser pocket, how I usually do it. That's what I'm doing for the skirt. So now when you pin it, you sew it as well, and then you flip it over. I'm just doing it for the other side here. It's important that the right side of the fabric is inside the pocket, so that when you cut it out, the right side will be showing, not the wrong side. So now I'm just pinning the pocket head to the head of, like the top of my skirt. I'm pinning to the top of the pocket so that they will align. Look at how it's looking now. You can do a top stitch on the pocket if you like, but I just ironed mine and then stitched that top that you see me pinning now. When that is done, I have cut out a long strip of fabric. This is about 2 inches wide. I ironed both sides, and I'm going to place it on the skirt. Make sure that it is long enough to where you want. Like mine just stopped before the gathers. I hemmed it down of the long fabric I cut out. of the strap, and I would a line in the middle so that I'll know the midpoint, so that I can know the exact position I'm going to place it. This is about 4.5 inch away from the line. Like, I marked the middle point, then I took 4.5 inch on both sides, and that is where I placed my long strap. The thing stopped before the gathers. If you're trying to think of the length, like where I stopped it, this is where I stopped it. So I just pinned that down on the skirt, and I'm going to be sewing the two sides, and then I'll sew a line in the middle. I'm just trying to create a channel where I can pass my rope through that I'm going to be using to ruche this skirt. As you can see, down is not 4 inches, it's around 7 inches. I placed the strip slanted so that it will match with the shape of the skirt. You can place it straight as well, it just depends on how you want your gathered, like your ruche, to form. It's important to make it slanted, sure. So this is what it is looking like so far. I have stitched it down. I'm just confirming the measurement again. So after that, I took it to my machine and I've sewn it down. As you can see, I sewed the two ends, and then I stitched also in the middle of this long strap. That way I have two channels that I can pass two ropes through. As you can see, there's a hole at the end. There's an opening at the end of it. That's where you pass your rope through. So after you finish that side, you're going to be joining the back to the front of the skirt. Here I'm just placing the back on top of the front, and I'm going to pin it and take it to my machine and sew. So after that, this is what it's looking like. I have joined the front and the back together. So now this is the rope I was talking about. We're going to be passing it through the channels. And how I usually do mine, I use a broomstick or any sling, something I see, even if it's iron or a toothpick or a broomstick. So I'll just fold the toothpick into the strap, and then I'll carefully push it through the channel. You could use an office pin. Is it a safety pin they call it? I don't know. But you could use a pin to move it through the channel. I just did that for here, and I'm going to pin it to secure it. I also do this for the second side, and you need 4 of this, I think, for the 4 channels, 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. After that, the next one will be to add the band. And for the band, my waist measurement is 30, but I'm going to be measuring a band of about 33 inches or 32 inches, because the other ones will be for my sewing allowance. As you can see, the band is about 32 inches. So now after that, you're going to gather the skirt to that 33 inches, just basically the same length you have for the band. I'm just placing them together, and I've sewn it here. I sewed the front side down. I joined the bands at the side, and then I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Ironing the band also makes this process very easy. So now I'm just going to pin down this back and stitch it. So this is how I did it. I folded it over, to close the band, and then from the allowance left, I just sewed it through. And then this is what the skirt is looking like after you're done. Thank you for watching the video up to this point. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content. And if you make yours, please, I would like to see a recreation. You could tag me on Instagram so that I'll see it on your story or wherever you post it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.